What's happening? Say hi, Poot. Say hello. Look in the screen. Bubby, look, right here. Right here. You're looking everywhere but the screen, right here. There, right there. Say hello, Veyron. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Just gonna hang out for, I don't know, a few minutes or so and let some more people hop on. You guys got any big plans for Christmas coming up? Any travels? I don't have any travels. We're just getting together with family and all that good stuff. Look up here. Look at everybody, Poot. So for those of you who don't know, this is Veyron. His nickname is Poot. Look at that toot. Look at that toot right there. It's hard to believe this boy is 9 and a half, just about. His birthday's in March. He's the bestest boy. He's the bestest boy. The bestest boy. He's just very hairy. He loves hanging down at the shop. Don't get to do it too much because, don't want him down here when there's fluids and stuff all over the floor. But whenever I say, you want to go to the shop? You want to go to the shop? He just perks up and he'll run clear across the yard to get to the shop as fast as possible. He's like, please, dear goodness, don't let me be in the house today. Gosh, you're just all over the place. Look at everybody. Let's see, we're about 2.5 minutes in. Let's wait another minute or two and let some more people hop on. For those of you who just came on, good morning. I hope you all are doing well. Those of you traveling for the holidays, wish you safe travels and fun with family and friends and all that good stuff. The boy's been eyeing my coffee. Like my coffee mug? So I've got a bunch of things that I want to talk about today. I don't know how long this is going to be. Hopefully it's not, quite as long as the last several has been, but I don't know. We'll just see how the conversation goes, I guess. You're going to have to get off my lap in just a second, maybe. Or no. Do you want to? What you think? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Yes? Yes? Hi with the toot? All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, yeah, I'm trying to do these lives a little bit more often to keep you guys in the know as to what's happening with the channel and whatnot because, first and foremost, it seems like every social media platform, including YouTube, is not pushing photos and stuff like that anymore because everybody wants to do shorts and reels and videos and all this kind of stuff. And when it comes to, solo creators trying to balance all this social media stuff, it's like, how much more do y'all want us to do? I can only post so much. I can't be a videographer on every single platform there is, but whatever, that's what they want. So I'm going to try to do these lives more just, again, to keep you guys in the know because my pictures aren't getting out as much as I would like. But anyway, so I guess the boy's going to hang out with us for a bit until he gets tired of sitting on my lap. So let's go ahead and kick into the first round of updates. There's 3 project updates that I want to cover. Some good, some not. Less than good. So first of all, the best news is the S10. The S10 is finished. And I probably jinxed myself, but the new motor is in the truck. I've got several hundred miles on it so far. I'm not sure, but it's doing really well. if you guys don't know, I've got the 6-liter that Crystal and I were saving for the Chevelle. It's got a mild cam, sounds amazing. Was not fun to swap, but got it done. Took me about 2 weeks with everything else I got going on, and I'm just over the moon. I mean, the truck is amazing. I've done all of my little nut and bolting, little adjustments and stuff here and there, and it's sitting over there nice and clean and pretty, and I just keep looking over at it because it's like, look at that. I'm actually going to start filming the review after I get done with this live. So I've got the in-depth review, and I've got an exhaust video, and that will probably be the end of the series. Yeah, and then it will be up for sale at some point after that, I guess. Got to move on to finishing other projects, unfortunately. So, you know, can't keep them all. But so over the moon about the S10. I'll walk over there in just a bit and just give you guys just a quick little walk around. The not so great news is the Fiero project. The Fiero project has been unexpectedly canceled. Long story short, the car ended up being a way bigger project than anybody could have ever imagined. My friend ended up deciding it just wasn't worth continuing, just with how much money and parts and all this kind of stuff that was having to be put in the car. So unfortunately, we won't see the Fiero project finished, but at least I got the suspension video out there and got some driving clips of it and stuff, which is almost a blessing in disguise because, as you guys are well aware of, especially those of you following my lives, I took on way too much stuff, and I'll talk about that more later in this live. So it kind of, you know, it was bittersweet, kind of worked itself out, and I guess the way it was supposed to, so I can redirect my focus on things that I'm really more passionate about and really want to do. Hi, Bubby. Like finishing the S10 and getting back on this 62 GMC. Some of you probably don't even know about that truck unless you've been following the channel for over a year. So long story short, I've got a 62 GMC C1000 that I started building probably last summer. Very custom truck. I frame swapped it with a 74 C10 short bed. It's got an LS swap. I basically built a resto mod using factory parts. And it was the first like fabrication intensive build that I'd done, and I'm very proud of it. But there was a whole lot of unexpected things and issues that came about with that truck. The original guy that was helping me with that and on several other builds ended up getting another job, and then after that, another friend of mine started helping me get the body and paint wrapped up, and we just started noticing all sorts of things that I just wasn't thrilled about, issues with the paint and body work and stuff like that. And I didn't want to make videos on it. I was disappointed and upset with it and stuff. So me and Andy, you'll see him on camera at some point. He's a couple of years younger than me. Super nice guy. Just a breath of fresh air having around the shop, let me tell you. But he has just about repainted the entire GMC, and of course I'll show you guys that as well. I probably would have been walking around and showing you guys as I was talking, but this good boy has just completely taken up my lap space, and you know, why would you not want to cuddle with this boy? But anyway, so the GMC progress has been slow and steady. We've had to take a whole bunch of steps back to go forward, but the paint is turning out phenomenal. I mean, this truck is gonna be gorgeous. You guys will not believe the difference, because the last video I shot on the truck, I showed just a little bit of a snippet of the two-tone color theme that we were going with, GM Silver Ice Metallic and Son of a Gun Gray Metallic. And my wife came up with the color theme. We did some two-tone stuff, or like pinstriping, not pinstriping, but two-tone doodahs and stuff. And it turned out so good. So now that the S10 is finished, and once I get these review videos done, I'm gonna turn my attention to the GMC as being my sole project focus, because that's what I have to do right now, is go one by one by one. I cannot spread myself out across multiple projects anymore because nothing ever gets done. Bobby, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at this. Look at this majestic floof right here. He's so fluffy. You want down? You want down? Here. He wants down. Sorry guys, he wants down. But anyway. All right, so those are the main project updates. The next thing I wanted, there's a bunch of other things I want to talk about. So upcoming reviews. I'm a little bit behind on my reviews with working on the S10 and stuff. So I've got kind of a weird mix of reviews coming. I've got the new Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe. I've got a Nissan Sentra SV. I've got the new Chevy Trax 2RS. I've got another Nissan Z this week, but the 24 model. It's got the blue interior with a manual, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the S10 review is coming. I've got an exhaust video on that 2023 Nissan GTR that I uploaded not too long ago, that Bayside blue one. Pretty. I've got a detailing video coming up as well. It's on a 89 Chevrolet Beretta GT that belongs to a friend of mine. And it was sitting in a shed, you know, typical, you know, not barn find or anything, but he bought it from a relative, needs a ton of work, but it was filthy. And I was like, bro, please let me clean this for you. This would be an amazing detailing video. So I just finished that up. He picked it up the other day. So I've got to send it off to approval to Duplicolor and a couple other sponsors and stuff. But once that's done, I'll be able to upload it. And I think you guys are gonna, word salad. I think you guys are going to really like it. As far as the reviews, just as a reminder, right now with how I do my reviews, I get delivery of press vehicles every week. I'm on a continual rotation. I don't have the ability to I don't have the ability to sign up for anything in particular. I don't have access to every single brand out there, but you know, decent variety. And I never know what vehicle I'm going to get until the day it's being delivered. So sometimes it's random. Sometimes you get something crazy like a AMG Mercedes, and then you get something a little bit more basic. So, which is fun. I like trying out all sorts of different things and whatnot. And, you know, it keeps things fun and all that good stuff. So that's just a reminder on how the reviews work. As the projects start getting whittled down, I hope to get back into doing more specialty type review videos. I've done a couple classic car reviews, like on our personal stuff, my wife's 56 Thunderbird, my 48 Ford Super Deluxe, my 95 F350 dually. So, you know, stuff like that, but I'd like to do more of that outside of my own inventory. Maybe go to some dealerships like I used to, who knows, but I'm really trying to whittle these projects down. Just to give you guys kind of an idea on how things have gotten the way they've gotten. And I'm on my phone right now, so it's really hard for me to like read comments and keep my thoughts in order. So I'm going to try my best to keep an eye out for things. But if I miss your comments, I promise it's not intentional. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see them. But anyway, so with the projects, having help previously with certain aspects of the builds allowed me to take on a little bit more than I should have if I were just by myself. And then without having that help, that kind of left me in a little bit of a pickle, and then having to backpedal a bunch. It's just been very difficult. But I see the light at the end of the tunnel for the first time in a very long time. For the first time ever, at this present moment, I do not have anybody else's vehicles at my shop. For the first time ever, since building the old shop and building the new shop, there has always been somebody else's stuff here, and that is no longer the case. Oh, I just noticed. Oh, Anthony, thank you so much. That's very, very nice of you. I do actually. I haven't driven anything as of late, but I've driven like the Model X and the Model S, and absolutely wicked cars. I hope to goodness I get the opportunity to try out a Cybertruck at some point. But anyway, so nobody else's stuff is here, which is great. I've got my little Christmas tree over here. I got some nice ambiance going on in the shop right now, even though it's, not quite as organized and clean as I would have liked, but it's a shop. It is what it is. But anyway, so right now, my active projects, the stuff that I have had series on, the S10, the GMC, the 240, and the Chevelle. So obviously the S10 is done. The GMC is next in line. Once Andy is finished with all of the paint and we can start putting the body back together, I'll be able to do all the other stuff like plumbing brakes and fuel lines and wiring, and really try to hopefully catapult that thing to being finished, because I had hoped it would have been finished like 6 months ago. And the last 240 video, I feel like a freaking broken record at this point. The 240, the last video I shot on that was back in January, when I took the whole body apart just about to do the paintless dent repair video. And it was supposed to be done in time to go to SEMA this year. But it didn't happen because the GMC happened and completely screwed up my entire timeline, which is fine. Everything happens for a reason, and I think it's going to be even better this way in the long run. Oh, man. 2 Chang, thank you so much. Let's see. That's hilarious. Thank you so much for the support, man. That means a lot. So the 240. Me and Andy, we're going to end up getting back into the 240. I don't know if it'll be in between when I'm working on the GMC, or if we're going to just do GMC and then jump over to the 240. And now it's raining. Fantastic. I hope to goodness that isn't going to come across on camera, because it gets loud in here. And I was supposed to film the S10 after this. Whatever. It wasn't supposed to rain, but anyway. So the 240 is happening, just again, one by one by one. I actually took it for a quick rip the other day, and I forgot how freaking fast that car was. So Andy and I are very, very excited on getting that car finished. It's like the one that everybody's been wanting to see for all these years, and I've probably made all sorts of people mad and had them unsubscribe and stuff because I hadn't been working on it, but I promise I wanted to. I really did. The biggest problem that I have had, unexpected delays and waiting on people and things and parts and issues with parts deliveries and availabilities and all this kind of stuff, has had me reconfigure my timeline so many times. It's ridiculous. And I'm done. I'm done. I have what I have right now, unless it's a detailing video that I just cannot pass up whatsoever. I cannot do it. I'm not taking on any other people's vehicles. I'm not buying anything else. Like, I have what I have, and I'm going to work with what I have to work with. So the number 1 priority is the reviews. Number 2 priority is finishing up the projects. And number 3 priority is to not have so many projects over time. I mean, maybe like 1, 2 max. But like everything that I've done has been like a big build or something like that, and I'm burned out. It's just too much. It's just too much. But my goal is to, again, whittle that stuff down. It just takes time. I can't snap my fingers and make it happen all at once. Anthony, thank you so much. That's awesome. Chevy Tahoe, Suburban, Escalade. Gosh. The Escalade's awesome. But if you want the best of kind of everything or whatever, I would pick the Yukon, maybe even the Denali, because you get a little bit of, you know, best of both worlds, but not quite over the top and less money. That would be my pick, I think. So anyway, let me see here. So I've covered all of the reviews coming up. I've covered project updates. Other updates. Let's talk about some of the other vehicles real quick. So as you guys saw in the last live, I bought a new daily driver. It's a 2015 Fiat 500 Abarth. It's only got 23,000 miles. I've got, it's a really, really cool car. I love that car. I've actually got a couple of review videos on it already. I've got an in-depth review and I've got an exhaust video, especially with the exhaust video. If you guys have not seen that, check it out, because it is, the car's just awesome. You wind it out and it cracks and stuff like that. It's just, so much. It's amazing how fun and how much character that car has for just being such a little, like, toy. I do have some little upgrade videos and stuff planned. I know it's not everybody's thing to do little mods and stuff like that, but in the earlier days of the channel, I used to do a lot of extra tinkering videos and fun little videos on personal cars, instead of all of these invasive builds that just take so much time to film and build and just, it's so much. So I'm trying to simplify my life and enjoy life more and do more stuff with Crystal and try to travel more and not live to work to live. So that's the main goal of everything. But in getting back to kind of the roots of the channel, I want to bring more fun into it. Like less outwardly sponsored content, less builds that take 2 years to do. Like, I just want to do more fun, quick-hitting content that you guys can, follow along, kind of my day-to-day stuff, and just be a part of the journey of the channel and as it grows and evolves and all that stuff. And I feel like for a while, I kind of lost my fire a bit. I mean, I was just overwhelmed and burned out and just wasn't having fun with it anymore, and that's not good. It's not good when your passion becomes your job. I mean, I enjoy what I do. I very much enjoy what I do, but I don't want it to ever be a burden. And people watching the videos, you can tell when somebody's not quite up to par. It kind of ruins the video. So I want you to see, when I'm excited on camera, I want you guys to be able to know, okay, he's excited. He's not just fronting. Oh, Anthony, thank you so much. Infiniti QX80 or Nissan Armada. I like the QX80. I like it very much because it is more, it's outdated, both of them, but I like the simplicity of it. I like the more traditionalness of it. It's got a great transmission. I love the V8, very roomy. Without too many over-the-top features and tech and stuff like that. But if it were me, I'd pick the Armada. A little bit cleaner styling, almost the same luxury, same seats and all that kind of stuff. That would be my pick. But anyway, so let's see. We talked about the Abarth, and then I went on a tangent about life, and then okay. So my 95 Ford F-350, I haven't posted about that in quite a while because it hasn't been here for quite a while. There's a new diesel shop that opened in town, and I was like, yes! Because there was a whole bunch of upgrades and work, service stuff that I needed to do to the truck, just because, even though it's got 103,000 miles, it's an old truck. Stuff breaks, and the more you drive it, the more stuff breaks. So you just have to keep putting and putting and putting until hopefully one day it's just perfect. And right now it's as probably close to perfect as possible. I had a whole new fuel system put in it because the insides of the fuel tanks ended up being rotten. The fuel pump, mechanical lift pump in the engine bay was leaking fuel. It's just a mess. So I ended up replacing everything. I installed a custom electronic fuel kit and got rid of that mechanical lift pump, fuel pressure regulator, all that kind of stuff. I did a full MBRP exhaust all the way back. and some other things, just to kind of clean things up a little bit without taking the originality away too much. And it turned out really cool. I need to make an update video on that truck at some point because it's just a wicked cool truck. Oh, Joe, wow, thank you so much. Let's see, backstory on how you got to this point in life. I remember the review you did at that dealership, and yes, absolutely. I thought about, I've been wanting to do a video like that, talking about the final iteration of the shop and how things have evolved and whatnot. I've just been kind of just trying to wait to the point where I felt good about filming what I have and whatnot. And I just felt like, throughout this year, there's been so much drama and chaos that you guys just don't know about and don't need to know about. There's no point in me going into everything, but it burned me out bad. And I'm finally getting that fire back. So it's taken me some time, but I'm getting there, and I really appreciate all of y'all's support. You have no idea. Those of you who have been with the channel for especially a long time. I don't want any new people to be watching this live and be like, what the heck is he talking about? It's all for the better, I promise. So anyway, so the dually is doing good. The 240, I kind of talked about that already. Took it for a quick rip the other day just to burn the carbon out, so to speak. And I forgot how fast that car was. My friend Andy rode with me. It had no doors and stuff on it. I was just like, man, it's been almost a year since I've had this car on the road, which is unacceptable. I was like, let's just rip it real fast and come back. So we did that, and it was awesome. I've got it up on the lift over there to give me some motivation to start looking at it a little bit more closely, because in finishing that build, I want to kind of undo some things and redo some things that I'm not super thrilled about. But when I was originally building the car, you're working with the limited knowledge that you have, and I know more than I did back then, so I kind of want to go back and clean things up and make it better. And so that's the plan. I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm not going to try to make any promises of when the content's going to come back. I want to say, after the first of the year, but I don't want to keep disappointing people with promises that I just can't keep. But what I can promise is I'm getting back into the GMC and getting that done. I'm really looking forward to showing you all a little custom stuff that we ended up doing on that. So, Crystal's Chevelle. Sadly, that has moved to the bottom of the barrel. At this moment, it is still a project, and it will come. We are wanting it to come back to the channel, but to not sound like a broken record, you guys know this stuff, life, projects, people, just stuff. So, and I had to take the motor from the Chevelle to fix the S10. So it's fine. If we end up not getting another LS for the Chevelle, I've got that 396 blueprint small block that I did the run stand videos on, and a 4L80E. The fuel system will control the transmission. I told Crystal, I was like, if anything, we'll put that motor in there. It'll be more period correct, have a beefy transmission, and have a ton of power to go with that Ford 9-inch we have in it. It's just the body needs severe fabrication work around the rear window. But I just can't even think about that right now. But basically it's GMC 240 Chevelle. Yeah. I had to write everything down this morning because I can't keep up with this all. So anyway, so the Thunderbird, 56 Ford Thunderbird, that's my wife's car. It was a client's car originally, but it was one of her dream cars. Ended up buying it from them. I've made a few videos on it. That's probably not going to come back to the channel anytime soon. It needs work too, just being an original car that's imperfect. But maybe there'll be some stuff on that at some point. My 48 Ford Super Deluxe, it's doing great. I can always rely on that car. I've got it tucked away in the other shop with the Thunderbird, out of the elements. So that's doing good. The 49 Studebaker behind me, This is not a YouTube project. I don't know if it ever will be. It definitely won't be anytime soon, but right now it's my tinker project to be able to take my mind off of some of the other chaos, or when I get stressed and stuff, I can just go mess with this car, because this is, I don't know what it is, but I mean, there's a very dedicated pocket of Studebaker following, but the mass populace doesn't seem to really care much about Studebakers. And this is a 49 Commander Starlight Coupe. Regal Deluxe Starlight Coupe. It's a big old name. That wraparound back window pin, where's my pin? There it is what makes it the Starlight Coupe. But I put some new trunk hinges on it the other day, and just been tinkering, but no real updates on that. The other thing that I wanted to mention, I've been toying around with the idea of doing these channel memberships. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of those. Apparently it's a newer feature that YouTube's come out with. Apparently you can do like different price levels of, like, it's kind of like subscribing to the channel, but subscribing for like a monthly fee or whatever. And I personally, I don't like the idea of asking people to subscribe and pay and all that kind of stuff. I mean, because I mean, YouTube has always been free, and you get to watch ads and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, this is just too much. But I can see some benefits of it. I did enact memberships. I've only got one tier on there. It's the SK04 family. It's $1.99 a month, basically just to help support the channel. But not just that. What I would like to do over time is to become less reliant on sponsors. Sponsors are a wonderful thing. I'm blessed to be able to have sponsors. I mean, it took a long time to get to the point where people want to sponsor me and provide parts or money towards a build or whatever. And I'd be perfectly honest, I would not be here right now the way things are and the projects I've been working on if it wasn't for sponsors. And I've got many of them on the walls that you see, you know, all across the shop and stuff. I'm very, very thankful for them. But there is a caveat with that. There's always pros and cons with everything. I feel like it impacts my creative freedom sometimes. I feel like the projects that I have been doing, especially those Fiero videos in particular, ended up being so much work. The amount of time that it took to do for the amount of content that I got out of it was not worth it. Not worth it whatsoever. When it takes, amongst everything else, you know, filming reviews and dabbling in this and that, when it takes 2 weeks to rebuild a suspension and I get 2 videos out of it, or 2.5 weeks, that does not compute. I want to be able to turn out videos quicker that you guys can enjoy and you know, have fun with and stuff. So when I'm working 2 weeks on that, then nothing else gets done. No progress on anything else, no video editing, no writing. I mean, I still do it all. I film, I research, I write, I voice over, I do the editing, I do the work, I do everything, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love making videos. It's a passion of mine, almost as big as just cars. But I want to be able to have more creative freedom, less obligations. I want to be able to do things on my own timeline and stuff like that. And it's the climate that we're in. Like, sponsorships for bigger YouTube channels, especially with projects, they're a necessity. It just is. YouTube does not pay enough unless you're getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views or whatever. It just does not pay enough to support building vehicles. So if it wasn't for the sponsors, I probably wouldn't be doing it, unless it was just for fun, like the Studebaker. So that's kind of my grand thought process with the memberships, is that hopefully some people, if you can't, it's not a big deal. The channel's not going to change whatsoever. I'm not going to change how I do things. I'm still going to deliver the same amount of content to everybody. But what I would maybe like to do once things start getting a little bit more condensed and projects get sold and leave and I don't have quite so much stuff on my plate, maybe I had the freedom to do different price tiers and make exclusive content for members, or be able to release videos maybe like a couple weeks prior, like kind of like a exclusive preview or something. Just ways to help the channel and supplement income if I decide not to proceed next year with quite so many sponsors. And as you guys know, I'm not going to work with anybody that I don't personally believe in the products with. The stuff that I use is the stuff that I would use regardless. And at the end of the day, you know, yeah, it's being sponsored. Yeah, I'm promoting a product, but I'm trying to be as helpful as I possibly can. I mean, you may not be building a vehicle, let's be honest, but it's cool to see, I feel it's cool to see and hear the process as to why I do this or why I use that and stuff. So if you ever, I mean, even with Scott shop towels, I've got a whole bunch of Scott shop towels and stuff of different kinds. They're one of my sponsors. You know, if you're not building a car, if you can get some insight on why I like to use Scott shop towels, I mean, I think that's a win-win for everybody. But I know that's a silly explanation. But I don't know. I from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you guys enough, seriously, for all of the support. I know a lot of people have been patient. A lot of people have been fed up and left, and that's fine. And a lot of people are just confused, I guess. But hopefully these lives and doing them more often will help shed more light as to what I'm trying to do. At the end of the day, I'm trying to make the best videos that I can. I'm trying to make the videos that I feel like you guys want to see, but I want to hear more from you guys. I mean, I more or less work for you guys. I mean, even if you're not, paying channel membership or something like that, I mean, you're still watching the videos, you're still watching the ads, hopefully. But I basically work for you guys. I create content for you guys to enjoy, and I want to make sure that I'm making the content that you guys want to enjoy. I know reviews are a cornerstone of the channel, but not everybody likes new car reviews. So trying to feed in some older car reviews as well, which does pose its challenges sometimes with overheating and driving and braking and stuff, which a little bit of everything has happened to that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff like that has happened over the years, so that takes a little bit of extra care, but detailing videos are always fun. I do enjoy the projects very much. I just don't want to do full builds every single time anymore. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what I'm doing good, what I'm not doing good, how I can improve realistically. Like, I like filming my reviews the way I do. It's been my thing the whole time. Like, yeah, I used to do more POV style reviews, but my brain just does not compute and retain all that information in the moment. So I like doing the style of review that I am, but I always want to hear constructive criticism on how I can improve and make the best content that I can for you guys. That being said, let me take you a quick walk around through the shop so you guys can see more about what I've been talking about. And oh gosh, you gotta see this real quick. This boy is splooting. That is right there. That is the quintessential corgi lay. If it's not the bread loaf, it's the sploot. You just roll on it. Oh, there he goes. Bubby, come here. Alrighty, let's get one more sip of coffee here, and then we'll go on a little walk. So, like I said, please excuse some of the mess. I've been working. Oh, stretchy boy. You want to get on the couch? Up. Come on, up. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so Christmas trees. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. Wienermobile If you guys haven't seen the Wienermobile video that I did a while back, it probably was 3-4 years ago. I can't remember. I think it was before we built our house. The Wienermobile came to the house we were living at and let me do a video on the Wienermobile and take it all through town and stuff. It was so cool. Just look up Wienermobile. You'll have an absolute riot. So anyway, here are GMC parts. The pile is getting smaller. Andy repainted the step treads and the rear tubs yesterday. That's Kieran in the other shop. My sad pile of 240 parts are over there, which hopefully won't be there too much longer. Yeah, just a quick little pan of the shop. Trying to keep it looking like a old school service center, you know. I've still got the Studebaker here. I don't know, it probably will not stay here a whole lot longer. I'm basically just working on putting together some vinyl bits of trim, get my trunk hinges in order, and kind of get it back together so I can possibly put it in the other shop. This is a pile of upgrades that I have planned for the Abarth. I'm going to try to start filming that video next week, but I'm not doing anything like super crazy and wild. At least I'm not planning on it, just because I like the car in its original form. But, I mean, I'm a car guy. I mean, any car guy, we got to tinker. We got to tinker. That's just how we are. But anyway, it's an awesome company, Madness Auto Works. They sell aftermarket upgrades and do tuning. They've actually got 2 shop locations. I think one in California, Los Angeles area maybe, and then one in Texas. But they sell a lot of parts as well that you can install yourself. One of which is this Go Pedal Plus. It's a digital throttle control system, which is pretty cool. It's got a little controller right there, so you can basically adjust the response of the throttle. Got a short throw shifter, one of their custom leather shift boots, and this beautiful billet shift knob, which, yes, in the sun, this is probably going to be hot, but I've got driving gloves. So anyway, very much looking forward to that. They've also got a whole bunch of other things like, it's all sorts of stuff. Just check those guys out. 500 Madness. Google them. What I really want to do is add some carbon fiber goodies to that car, but I'm not quite there yet. But anyway, so here's the S10. Absolutely stunning. I washed it yesterday in preparation for the review. I can hear that the rain has stopped, so maybe it was just a fluke cloud. But it is cloudy outside, which is nice because it's like a natural soft box, and it always makes the reviews look nicer. But I'm not going to start it up right now. I'm not going to start up anything right now because all these radios have CarPlay, and I'm worried about my phone connecting and unexpectedly disconnecting the live. But look how pretty that turned out. Holy cow. Yummy. I love this truck. I really do. I don't want to get rid of it. Just kind of have to. I just got to move on. Stereo hits hard, accelerates amazing. Tell me you have not heard an S10 door close better than this one. Gosh, it's so tight. Hi, Bubby. But yeah, it turned out really, really good. You guys are going to love the review and the exhaust video. I'm just so thrilled that this build is done. Moving on over here is the 62 GMC. So Andy has been working on cutting and buffing. This has not been polished yet, just compounded, but incredible reflection. Just looks gorgeous. Won't be too long before we can mount the doors back to the cab. These are the wheels that are going to be on it. 22 by 9-inch Detroit steel wheels with smoothies. The frame's all, powder coated and done. Here's another good example of some sweet reflection. I mean, gorgeous. The cab isn't quite finished with the cutting and buffing, but I mean, this is a super custom truck. Like, originality got thrown out the window a long time ago. The only thing original on this truck is the cab and the front body panels. Literally everything else is either new replacement parts or custom. Even the dashboard decided to get a little bit creative here. That hole is custom. It's for a double-din radio. Boss Audio is one of my sponsors. They provided a radio for this truck, and we'll be able to have Apple CarPlay, all the streaming stuff, backup camera. These 2 holes are going to be for USB ports, one for charging, one for connecting to the radio, and this will be where the aftermarket AC controls are going to end up being. But the two-tone pattern that you see with like the stripe that runs across the entire body is going to be echoed in several other places in the interior, like little stripe right there. There's a stripe on the inner door cards, or whatever you want to call them, but it's coming along. I've got to spray sound deadening all down in here next. Just waiting on Andy to get done with what he's got to get done, but the fenders are all done. Incredible stance, in my opinion. It's going to look really good. And then the LS motor that I pulled from that 04 Escalade, the Hydro Boost system from that Escalade, ended up cutting a hole and making room for the Hydro Boost system, because this would have been completely straight, or maybe like straight and angled originally. So literally trying to use as many parts as reasonably possible. Every single mechanical part of this truck, down to the power steering lines, is factory GM or new GM replacement parts. So whatever mechanical thing goes wrong or needs to be serviced on this truck, you can go to O'Reilly, you can go to the dealership, you can work on it yourself, or take it to any mom and pop shop, because it's literally all late model running gear and powertrain and stuff. It's literally an old body with all of the modern stuff underneath. So it's just gonna be really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to bringing this truck back to the channel. So over here, I've got the Abarth. Nothing's changed with that, except for those little upgrades that I showed you a second ago that's going to be coming to the car in the near future. But I don't drive this very often. This is basically when I don't have press vehicles to drive, or if I don't want to drive them. I don't have to drive the big diesel sucking dually. I can drive this fun little zippy car. But here's the 240. Dusty, sad. I'm going to redo a whole bunch of stuff up here that I'm not thrilled about. But you guys can get a pretty good look at the underneath of the car, because you don't get to see it very often. But the underside, I mean, the drive line, all that kind of stuff, the suspension is done. It's a little dirty right now just because it's been sitting. But this thing is absolutely gorgeous underneath. I redid everything. There's that 350Z CD009 transmission with the custom bell housing adapter, one-piece aluminum drive shaft, helical limited slip diff with 408 gears. It's a rocket ship. Coming soon back to the channel. There's that 396. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I don't mean to make anybody dizzy. I just want to come back over here for a quick pan of the entire shop. So this is the far corner. I got a washing machine behind me, and there we go. The shop is 30 feet by 71 feet, 14-foot walls, and then the roof pitches up from there. Workbench, flat storage. There's that 396. There's the bum motor from the S10, the 5.3 liter. That's going to be going back to the machine shop on Monday to get fixed back up, and I don't know, save it for a future build, sell it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Most likely I'm going to hold on to it if the chance comes that I end up building that car one day. So I can run this on the run stand and make sure it's all good and whatnot, and then just store it away for that maybe, because there's no money in restoring a Studebaker. I just want to make it cool and make it to where it grabs eyes and stuff and just have some fun. But again, plans may change. I may not do it. That's why I don't want to make any videos on it, because I don't want to give any promises or get people excited and then let them down. That's the worst. I swear that's the worst. I hate doing that because I can't communicate how bad I feel when that kind of stuff happens. But anyway, back workbench. My wife made that sign for me years ago, which is pretty cool. Just has a whole bunch of like memories of the channel and travels and some of the cooler cars I reviewed back in the day. Let's see here. I mean, that's pretty much it except for the dually. Bubby, are you having fun? Are you having fun? He says, I want to go with you everywhere you go. So here's the dually. There's that Z. This dually is sweet. Absolutely sweet. It's definitely not perfect, but it was one of those old school coach trucks. So it's got the custom leather and wood, and I've done a whole bunch of work using second skin automotive insulation, like the sound deadening mats to quieten the doors and make things a little nicer. Upgraded the radio. It's just dirty. It needs to be clean, but now that it's back from the shop, I can enjoy that once again. It's my workhorse, so to speak. Wonderful truck. Got my nice little Christmas tree. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that I missed. Let me take a gander at these comments real quick. Let's see. How do I like the snow? I love the snow. I know a lot of people don't, but I live right in like the middle, like mild climate area. So like sometimes we'll get a lot of snow. One year we got like 13 inches. I think I did a cold start video during that snow. But it's not often we get big snows like that. If we get a big snow, it's like once a year, and it's not until like February. But I feel bad for all the people up north dealing with all of the constant snow, ice, and inevitable rust. Let's see. Just scrolling through here, so please be patient with me. Let's see. The S10 probably has 1,500 miles on the chassis. Probably about 500 on the motor, something like that. Let's see. I'm just scrolling up here. Thank you very much. The garage turned out really good. I will make a in-depth shop tour video at some point. I just need to get a little bit further with some of these projects so I don't have parts lying all over the floor. Oh, thank you so much, all the guys, long-term subscribers and stuff. This is amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, my first car was a Saab. That's where Saab Kyle 04 came from. If you didn't know, it's not just a weird freaking channel name. It's my first car was a 1997 Saab 900 SE turbo convertible. That was a cool car to have in high school. Very different, but it was not a great car. I mean, were any of them really great cars? Probably the ones before GM took over, but I only had that thing after a year. They had bad problems with tonneau motors going out, and they were hard to find and stuff, and I was just like, nah. So I sold that, and then I had a Chrysler 300M 2000 model, and a lot of people don't like those too, but I love that car. That thing was sweet. Aside from breaking an axle one time, it worked out pretty good. My dad does not have his dealership anymore. He retired several years ago and ended up selling it to another guy who also has a dealership there now too. So we visit him every now and then, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Looking through. Thank you guys. A lot of you have already answered these questions. This is phenomenal. Thank you guys. Somebody asked on what my thoughts were on the new Fiat, the 500e. The fact that the 500 is coming back as electric only, it's like, come on. I mean, to each their own on all of the EV stuff. I have an EV charger at the shop because I get EV press vehicles and stuff, and they're cool. I mean, they're cool. I just don't like, I don't like the politics behind it. I don't like how things are kind of being forced in a way. I'm dangerously coming close to talking about stuff, but I like it and I don't. Would I own one? No. Would I really like to see a gas Abarth one come out? Yes. Because the interior of it looks really cool. But one thing that I do really like about this Abarth, even though it was outdated by our market, it's just so simple. It's so simple and easy, and it's just it's got everything you need and nothing you don't. It's perfect. Let's see here. Let's see. Saw those. Let's see. What do I think about Range Rovers? I've never owned one. I've driven several. I had a review of the plug-in hybrid one recently, and that was pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. It had like over 50 miles of electric range, which for a plug-in hybrid is impressive. I don't know of one that has more than that. I mean, for example, the Wrangler 4xe that I just had recently, it only had like 24 miles of range, and for a 10 grand surcharge over that, I'm like, I don't know about the value proposition on that one. Let's see. Lamborghini Aventador, Mercedes SLS. If I could do a pure sound, I wish. I don't have access to stuff like that right now. But I do have videos on all of those, so you can go back and check out those, and there's plenty of sound clips, I promise. I think I've covered everything that's in my fleet nowadays. Trying to think. Chevelle 48, Thunderbird 240 Abarth, 62 GMC, Ford F350, Chevy S10, 49 Studebaker, my wife's 2023 Mini Cooper Countryman, and whatever press vehicle I have at any given moment, which is a 2024 Z. Yeah, that's it. It's bad. It's bad when you have to think about how many vehicles are lying around. That's a problem. Would I consider doing a giveaway for the 240? That's funny that you say that. I actually talked with a company that was thinking about buying it and raffling it off, but that didn't happen. I honestly don't know if I want to sell it. By the time that thing is all said and done, it's going to be so sexy. I can let the S10 go. I can let the GMC go. I mean, I don't really have sentimental ties to them, but the 240 was my first real project on YouTube, and it was kind of my learning car. Fortunately, unfortunately, that's why I want to redo some things. But that car's just, it's an homage to like everything 90s Nissan or Nissan performance. And I'm doing a identical, like 100% authentic OEM 180SX Type X conversion. So everything on the outside will be OEM Nissan. It'll look like it just came from Japan, even the 180SX quarter glass. The only thing aftermarket, wheels and the C-Bond carbon fiber hood. Everything else should be factory. So I don't know if I want to sell it. Let's see, do I miss that Lexus ES? Nah, wasn't really my it was a really nice car, but wasn't really my cup of tea over the long term. Let's see, I answered those questions. Let's see. Oh, there's so many questions. Lots of good boy comments and Veyron, and let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Joe. That really means a lot. I mean, that's how you should be. I mean, I can't. To each their own with their channels and how they do things, but I don't like hype content where everybody's just like, just constantly just like high energy. We're gonna do this and that and break this and do that and drama and all that kind of stuff. I can't stand that. I try to be a very calm, cool, and collected guy, and I'm not oftentimes off camera, which probably would make for some really good blooper reels, but yeah, I try to keep it very even keel. Oh, let's see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Gosh, there's just so many comments. I do not have that Viper. The Viper I sold before we started building our house to help with the house and help build the first shop. So I do miss it. I wish to goodness I still had it back because of how gnarly the prices are for those things now. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I repurposed that in helping start the other shop, which ended up leading to this shop. And it's always been a dream of mine to have a big garage that I can just make into not a museum, but like a place that I can work on cars. It's comfortable and I can make the best videos that I can. So it was a huge investment into the channel that I'm still waiting for it to pay off. But I do very much love it. And the way the channel has evolved over the years, I never could have predicted this. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. Oh my gosh, we just hit the hour mark. Let's see. Gosh, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I really appreciate it. This is absolutely wonderful. I'm floored with just how many people are commenting and talking about everything. Let's see. Let me just give one more quick little. Let's see. I think I've pretty much covered everything. So if I didn't, please go back to the video after the live is done and post another comment so I can see it and make sure I can answer your questions in the next video. That's the whole point, keeping you guys updated. And like I said, let me know how I'm doing. I want to know what you guys want to see with the channel. I know you want to see the 240, so please don't post the 240. I know everybody's going to post the 240, but whatever, I'm trying. Anyway, guys, my coffee's cold. I got to go heat it up a bit. Baron, where you at? Let's try to find the boy real quick. And then there he is. You're just exploring the Studebaker, aren't you, boy? I want you to say bye. Here, come say bye to everybody. Come on, look up. Say bye, bestest boy. Goodbye. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this live. I look very much forward to the next one. Now I'm going to get outside while it's not raining and start filming the final review of the S10. Take care, everybody. See you on the next one.